I've officially decided that I hate takeovers in this game. Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of Creator Club here in the MLS. I'm Dan, hope you're all well. And yeah, we're about to start the MLS season finally. We've had 2 episodes that have been pre-season. It's been quite a long pre-season, one of the longest I've actually played on FM. A lot of it is just trying to get around the rules and making sure we bring the right calibre of players to be able to actually submit a decent side, because there's no point bringing in players and then we couldn't actually submit them. However, talking about bringing in players, we didn't really have to worry about that too much because, as I said just at the start of the video, I hate takeovers because we've been under a transfer embargo for a very long time. Since the last episode, actually, just after that was put into a transfer embargo, and we're still under it. So the nice little trialists we had in that you saw that played, pretty much half the team were trialists, weren't they? And all of them that played, we haven't been able to sign any of them. Daniel Sturridge has actually found himself a club. Nasr is still a free agent. Torres is still a free agent, even though he's a bit older, probably wouldn't go for him anyway. King is as well, but we can't go for them. Really frustrating. And by the looks of it, the takeover has hit the rocks as well, because people are dropping out of the takeover talks. There's about 3 or 4 consortiums involved, I think, but it's still we're still under this embargo, and it's really frustrating. So we reached the MLS season having only signed Tersey, Sanchez and Gosling, all 3 that you knew about. One was a draft, which was Gerardo Sanchez, and Tersey and Gosling were both just free transfers. So they are the only players we've been able to actually bring in. The good news is, though, we have finally registered our squad and we've matched all the criteria. It wasn't difficult to actually pick this squad. We've got a good blend of players, and I say blend of players, we've got a good range of players to basically mean that we can register them all, which is fantastic news. We have left 3 slots available. I've dropped some players out of it. I mean, we can only see the ones that are in here. So there was 3 players. I made sure there was 3 available slots for when we are out of the transfer embargo. Hopefully I can bring in 3 of them trialists that we had at the club. Specifically Nasri. I really want Nasri at the club because he looks very good in that game against Toronto. So that's what's been going on. Let's show you exactly how pre-season has gone. You was last with us. I don't know why there we go. Now we can see the months. It's broke down nicely. You was last with us for the game against Toronto up here, where we won 4-2. We've scored a lot of goals in pre-season. 2-0 win over New York Red Bulls. Second side, we drew with DC United 1-1. Colorado Springs, we won 2-0. We did lose to our affiliate club there, 3-1 Real Monarchs. San Jose, we beat 4-3. And we beat Miami FC 5-3 in a friendly as well. And today we face a tricky trip to New York Red Bulls, which will be a tough game. From my little understanding of the MLS, they're a pretty good team. Let's have a look where they have finished in the last few years. Well, say that they finished. That's the Supporters Shield. Why can't we see? Is the Supporters Shield the same thing? I'm guessing so. I'm guessing this is league history. So they finished 13th, 12th. They did finish first in 2018. Up and down form really. They have finished first in a few times in the last 7 or 8 seasons, so they are a decent side. It is going to be a tricky game. We do face them away from home at the Red Bull Arena. Let's get into the action, shall we? So this is the team we have selected. It is McMath in goal, Morgan at left back, Glad, Silva, Herrera, Everton, Louise and Bessler in the midfield. Merrim, I keep wanting to call him Merman. Merrim, Kralak, Rusnak and Rossi up front. Rossi has been on fire in pre-season, along with Martinez as well, the guy we are keeping an eye on, this fella here. We watched him in that. I watched him in the game against the second 11, Reesy FC second 11. He looked really good, as I mentioned in the last episode. So I'm happy for him to be our reserve striker. We've got a lot of strikers at the club, which I only kind of realised because I've only been really using these 2, and I've used Kralak up there as well. We have got a lot of young strikers at the club who have all been registered, I should say. So we've got about 4 or 5, I think we've got about 5 strikers registered for the squad. But we was able to do that and get a good blend of a good solid depth of players as well in that squad registration. As you can see, we've used this tactic as well a lot in pre-season. The familiarity is right up there. The intensity is up there as well. That was new, wasn't it? What was that just... There we go, mentality. Oh, I don't know if that's a new feature. I've never noticed that before. It might be a new feature in FM21. I'm not too sure. Herrera is carrying a little knock, but we are going to continue to play him. In fact, have we got a right back on the bench? No, right back Toya is also injured, and we actually didn't put our Turkish right back in, who we just signed. I don't think he was quite ready for the first team this season. Yeah, we set our OIs as well, so pendant, we're gonna make sure we're pressing and remaining tight to these wing backs. They're going to be coming forward and overlapping, I'm sure of it. Davis looks like the playmaker, so we are going to press him, and also going to press Romero Gamera as well. These two guys, Green and Johnson, I mean, yeah, I get a bit funny about it. If it was one striker up there, then I would just tightly mark him, but because there's a combination of these two and then Romero just behind, I think we'll leave them as is. So we are going to submit this team. We're going to remain attacking as well, because that's what we have done during pre-season, and we might find out the hard way that is not a good way to go. So we're going to pump the fists here, tell them to go out and impress, and then we're going to tell all the boys we have faith. They haven't responded too well to team talks recently. It will be interesting. Oh, tunnel interviews. We need to change the responsibilities. Let's just whiz through this quickly. Oh, there you go. Only 2 questions. So that looks nice now with all the face packs in this little screen. I do like that. It looked a bit weird without the face packs installed, where it was just all blacked out faces. But now we get a better idea and a better identity of the players. Hopefully Giuseppe Rossi up there will do the business. So I've not seen this either, league table as well. So my understanding as well, this is weird. We're in the West Conference. New York are in the East Conference. I thought you only play teams in your conference, but apparently not. So that's interesting. You seem to actually play everybody within the MLS, and so if we win this, we get 3 points in our conference, I guess, and they get none. So it is interesting. I'm still learning a lot about how this league works. Kaku, back to Kaku. Johnson strikes, and it is straight at McMath. Early chance there for New York Red Bulls. Cleared up field now. Rusnak's in. Rusnak is through on goal. Can we get an early goal here in New York? And we have. It's a lovely goal. Albert Rusnak gives us the early lead. 40 seconds on the clock. And as New York just had their first attack, we go straight up the other end and score. And that is superb. The team have got counter-attacking ability in them. I couldn't think of the right word. That's their instincts is to counter-attack, and I'm trying to play a bit different football this year than they used to. Possession-based, looking to control games and attack teams. But there was their counter-attacking instincts in there. 1-0 after literally 40 seconds is a marvellous, marvellous start. Let's hope we can keep this up. The bookies had it as a very tight game. New York were favourites, very marginally as well. That's a good save from Jensen. That was unlucky. I don't know if that was a good save. I suppose he kept it out, but he looked like he kind of fumbled it. A corner for us here. We've been working a lot on set pieces. Can we make them make that pay off? We can't. It's cleared away. 10 minutes in. It's been an interesting first 10 minutes, isn't it? It's been a good game so far. Oh, we've stolen. That was a poor throw in there. We've stolen that. Rossi's not going to be able to get in behind. The only problem with Rossi, he hasn't got pace. His age doesn't help him there. I still think he's the best striker at the club. And of course, we've got Martinez as well. I'm going to look to try and, depending on how it goes, I'm going to look and try and rotate them between games. Not every game, obviously, but give Rossi a little rest here and there. Give Martinez some game time because I think he's going to be good. Green is through here for New York. Looks for the cutback, but gladly gets rid of it. I'm going to do that in every episode. Try and think of a little pun for Glad, and I'm sure I should be able to keep that up. Kaku. Johnson now pays it back to Davis. New York are knocking the ball around quite well. We're forcing them back. This is a ball over the top to Green. I thought it was offside. He hits the bar and he was offside. The flag was up, so it wouldn't have counted if it went in. This is a good game so far. Only 20 minutes gone. A lot of highlights. We've only had 2 chances. It has pretty much been New York Red Bulls who have had the majority of the play so far. But we take it. As long as the scoreline is in our favour, we will absolutely take that. Another chance at a set piece. Merrim has got himself injured, which we need to keep an eye on. Here's Kralak. Morgan now. Back to Merrim. I keep saying Merrim. It's really annoying. I might get the editor and just change his name so it will make my life easier. But I know if I do change his name to what isn't his actual name, I'll start saying his real name. Here's Everton. Herrera. Good ball to Rusnak. If he can cross that, Ross is there to make it 2-0. And that's a lovely team goal. Rossi applauds his teammates. And we have doubled our lead here in New York. New York Red Bulls 0, Reesy FC 2. That is a lovely, well-worked goal. Great ball from Herrera. Completely took the fullback out of it. And a nice FM21 goal where it's actually squared across the box. And Rossi tucks it home for his first goal of the season. So Rusnak and Rossi, where I expect most of our goals to come from this season, are both on the score sheet, and that is fabulous stuff. Kaku on the ball. Out to Tarek. Pings it into the midfield. Johnson, I don't know why I'm not sure who that was, but he just didn't seem to make a challenge there, but he makes up for it there, Silva. Davis. Oh, it's a lovely ball over the top. Johnson's in, and McMath does well as a sweeper keeper to get rid of that. I'm glad. Nice to see the keepers coming out. A lot of times in this game so far, I've noticed keepers do kind of stick on their line, and that was probably one of the first instances I've actually noticed he come out to get rid of the danger. And Johnson's in behind here. It's a great striker. He's put it wide. Oh dear, that was a fantastic opportunity. As he hit that, I thought top corner. The way he struck it was beautiful, but just not accurate at all. And there's a late corner in this second half for New York Red Bulls. It's cleared away. I'm hoping we won't concede a lot from corners because of our defensive setup on them. Besler, Glad, back to Besler. Looks out wide to Rossi. Can anyone support him? Because he can't do an awful lot of running. I say that. He's done really well. And there's someone on his own in the middle. It's Rusnak to make it 3-0 surely. And he does. 3-0 right on half time. I thought the opportunity had gone then. But that was a great counter-attack again, I must say. Rossi does really well. I didn't think he had that in his locker still. But he completely just sold the defender. And Rusnak all on his own. Are they all man-marking Rossi or something? Because they all were drawn over to him. That left Rusnak we're in acres of space, and it's 3-0 Reesy FC. What a first half for us here. Very clinical indeed, and you can't ask for much more than that. We are going to say to them to not let the performance levels drop because we don't want them to get complacent. I can change this now to the league. There we go. Oh, look, we get to see both conferences, which is nice. 10 minutes into the second half already. Bessler on the ball now. Plays it out wide, looking for Morgan, who's coming forward as the wing back. Why isn't Merrim overlapping him? He's not. Merrim back to Morgan. Still got to look at that. He's still carrying that injury, Merrim. He doesn't look to be in agony or in pain because any discomfort, I should say, because he's still putting in a good shift. That's a long ball up to Johnson. Johnson's in. I thought he was offside again. Here is Johnson. It's a poor strike again. He just lifted it into the arms of McMeth. Long on the ball now. That was a weird transition to that highlight. Good ball in, cleared away from Everton. Morgan can't win the header. And that's a poor defensive header. He completely missed the header, and Johnson's missed another opportunity. He's not having a good day in front of goal, old Johnson, is he? And hopefully, that was a weird way to take a corner, where the ball was positioned on the D, and for a right-footer to take. Very weird indeed. New York are putting pressure on us now. We might drop down to balanced. I don't normally do that. I don't normally change my tactics like that and the mentality, but they are starting to really come at us in this second half. Half an hour to go now. Can we go and get a fourth? It would be nice. Merrim plays a lovely ball. Here's Kralik into Everton. Surely he's going to score, and it's a fantastic save by the New York keeper, and that would have completely wrapped it up there. Everton should have found a corner there for sure. Still 3-0 corner. Merrim's ball in. He can't beat the first man. Why aren't we beating that first man? Every corner has been poor. We've been looking good at from set pieces in pre-season. We're going to have a look at a little change. Who can we bring on here just to freshen out? I think Merrim does need to come off. Not really sure who we can put in his place there, to be fair. Can Martinez play there? Martinez can play there. Maybe as an inside forward would be better for him. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have two inside forwards. We are getting a lot of success going forward, so let's get three men trying to get across and supporting Rossi up there. Everyone else looks okay, so we're going to go with this for now. Come on, boys, 20 minutes remaining. It will be nice if we can get a clean sheet as well today. Nice to get a fourth goal too. Herrera into Rusnak, Everton, back to Herrera. This will be a pleasing way to start the season because we've been playing really well, as I said, in pre-season, but because we haven't been able to get players in, I've been a little bit worried. But on this performance today, my worry's gone out the window. It's 4-0 now, and it's a fantastic finish from Rossi, who gets his second goal of the game and second of the season. Lovely ball this. Rusnak, they are really linking well, Rusnak and Rossi, all on his own there. And it was a beautiful finish into the far corner. And he's on a hat-trick. I wanted to bring on Martinez. Oh, should I bring on Martinez? I can't take Rossi off on a hat-trick. I don't normally care, but first game of the season, if he can get himself a hat-trick, happy days indeed. We're going to drop some praise for the boys because I think they deserve it. Parker's ball in, throwing in. Here's Yearwood for New York. Come on, boys. Let's keep the clean sheet. It'll be the perfect away performance on the first game of the season. Johnson's in. He doesn't seem to score goals, and he hasn't scored again. Good save from McMath. Johnson was offside once again, and he's had an absolute terrible day in front of goal, hasn't he? He could have had a hat-trick, let's be honest. He's had a hatful of chances, and it is still no goal for New York Red Bulls. Over the top for Johnson again. He's through on goal. Can he score this time? Surely he will. And he strikes it home into the far corner. Sam Johnson probably should have had 5 goals in this game, but he has picked his first one up. Disappointing that we have conceded, but we are still 4-1 up. It's who was that not stepping up? Silva. A couple of times I've noticed Silva's positioning hasn't been great. That is something we may need to look at and train him on if he is young enough to actually get out of his stubborn ways, if he's an old senior player. They've had a lot of chances, New York Red Bulls, so we kind of been a bit lucky that their finishing has been poor. All in all, though, to score 4 goals is fantastic. Headed away by Rusnak. Pennant has the ball now, whips it in, cleared away again, back only out to Yearwood, who has the chance to run into the box here. He strikes it into the side netting, though, and it is still 4-1, and that pretty much should be that. Are we just going to get one of these full-time highlights? Hopefully not, because they are a bit pointless waiting until the full-time whistle goes. Here's Martinez. Of course we brought Martinez on at the right wing, but it would have been nice to put him up front. Rossi's in again. Thought he was going to get his hat-trick then. Herrera into Kralak. Come on, let's get a 5th. Martinez is in. Can he score? Will he play it across to Rossi? It's a fantastic block. And I think, or tackle I should say, he should have scored, or he should have played it across to Rossi there for his hat-trick, but selfishly he went for goal himself, but didn't even get the opportunity to strike. Herrera's header into Kralak, and that is all over. That was a wonderful performance, I must say. They had a lot of chances, but the XG, I mean, we still had over 2 XG, and I think you can't complain about that at all. We're going to tell them we're very happy, because that was fantastic. Another interview. There we go. Done. Always select the first. If in doubt, select the first option. So that was a fantastic performance, and we'll tell him he was superb as well. What a day at the office that is, and we'll have a look at the competitions table. So what is the Supporters' Shield? Is that the overall? It must be the overall MLS standings, I guess. It has to be. It has to be. Yeah, it is. There we go. I don't know why it's called the Supporters' Shield though. That threw me. I thought that was another cup competition. Anyway. But we are top of the conference, which is fantastic. What a start that is for us. Top of the conference and second in the Supporters' Shield, the overall standings, I guess. So a fantastic start for us indeed. Let's head across to the schedule then. I want to show you, I don't want to skip like 7 or 8 games while the season is new. So what I decided to bring you back for is David Beckham's into Miami. Second home game of the season. The Reesy Arena is looking incredible, I must say. We played San Jose Earthquakes there recently. It looks big, bright and orange, and it looks a fabulous stadium out in the desert. So we'll bring you back for the big game against David Beckham's into Miami. So guys, if you enjoyed that video, please leave a like on there. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Make sure you hit the little bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Let me know in the comments how you think that first game went, where you think we'll end up in our conference, in the Supporters' Shield. Let us know how you think we're going to get on this season ultimately. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Reesy FC. The next episode should be with you on Monday. Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.